Hello everyone, welcome to the video, and today we're going to be talking about a full in-depth medium guide for the finals. So I have played a lot of medium, I've also played a lot of light. I made it all the way to diamond, mostly using medium class. I only use medium in ranked pretty much because it's just really good class, and I have a little over 11,000 kills as well with about a 3.2 KD, and pretty much all of that is thanks to medium and light. And today I'm going to be sharing with you guys a couple of the tips that I've found along the way to help me either rank up, keep a high KD, or just be as efficient as I can on medium in general. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the loadout that we're going to be running. So it is going to involve Recon senses. We're using the FCAR over the AK. It is objectively better in pretty much every way other than mag size, so just get good with the car. The AK is bad. Once you start using the SCAR for so long, you'll realize how much better it actually is in the AK. And then we have jump pad and defibs, which are not negotiable. You are going to want to have those in the class no matter what. And if you want to swap anything out, I would say the frag grenade is the only one you can swap out. You can swap it out for the gas mines, explosive mines, or even the zipline or APS turret. But I think frag grenades are great because they work very well with recon senses. When you can see where people are coming from, you can pre-grenade like entryways, and I'll show a couple of these strategies later on. But frags just work so well with recon senses in this game because you know exactly where to throw them, and there's no grenade indicator. So people don't know when there's a grenade there, and a lot of times they step on them. And as for jump pads and defibs, they are just absolutely crucial for the medium class, and I would very much recommend not changing them out for anything. And I'm going to talk about the SCAR a little bit because it is important to understand the recoil pattern. A lot of times people accuse me of having anti-recoil scripts or cheats or whatever the case, and it really does feel like it's a new cheat I'm being accused of using every single week. But the reality is that in the finals, every single weapon has a 100% consistent recoil pattern. So as you'll see on screen right now, this is what it looks like when I'm not controlling the FCAR recoil pattern, and this is what it looks like when I am controlling it. It still moves around quite a bit, and it's nothing too crazy, but you can pretty much get the hang of any weapon. I mean, I've been using the FCAR for probably, I don't know, maybe 4,000 of my 11,000 kills have been with just this weapon, so it's safe to say I've used it quite a bit, and I understand the recoil pattern, and it's pretty basic and very easy to control once you get the hang of it. So I would highly recommend to you guys to practice this in the range, understand exactly how you're going to be using it, and it will benefit you a lot in the long run. Next thing I want to talk about is a small little micro tip that I found out the other day, and that's that you can cancel reloads. So as you can see by this animation, you can cancel your reload by just pressing your weapon bind. For me, it's triangle, and you just press that whenever you're in a reload animation. It's pretty helpful. A lot of times I tend to reload before someone dies, and in that situation, it's pretty helpful. Now we're going to quickly talk about jump pads. Jump pads, I feel like this is a very basic tip, but sliding into jump pads will make you go farther, as well as placing them on a slanted surface will make you go farther as well. This is good for roofs in maps like Monaco. Now we're going to talk about grenades. Grenades are pretty self-explanatory for the most part, but there is a secondary throw animation. If you press L2 or right click, you will underhand throw a grenade. This is great for the stair trick that I'm about to show you. Essentially, when you are running upstairs, and if there's someone chasing you, you can underhand throw these grenades. Depending on how far the enemy is from you, if you know they're like right behind you, you can throw it up the stairs, and they will walk into it. Or if they're a little bit farther behind, you can throw it underhanded, of course, down the stairs, and they will run into it. I also show a stair climbing technique on the screen right now, which is pretty useful as well for climbing stairs quickly. Later on in the video, I'm also going to show you guys that clip of the grenade where I see people through walls with my recon senses, and I pre-nade the doorway and just kind of wait there, and someone steps directly on the nade, and end up getting a pretty free kill because of it. And that happens probably multiple times a game where I'm able to do a significant amount of damage or get kills with grenades, so they're very important to get used to using. And now I'm going to talk about recon senses very quickly because they're very self-explanatory. Essentially, you're just not going to want to waste them, so if you know where enemies are and you're not in fights, it's probably better off to not be using them. Recon senses are very self-explanatory. They're literally wall hacks, and it's almost hard to use them incorrectly. However, another little tip I have for you guys is a lot of times on very bright maps, because the lighting in this game is kind of pitiful, but on these very bright maps it could be kind of difficult to see people, and for that reason, if you pull out your jump pad screen, you can actually inspect it, and as you can see by the clip on screen, you could see a lot better. And this is a very useful tip for just finding enemies whenever it's too bright On night maps, you don't really have to do this, but it can even help probably in those situations as well. And last but not least, we are just going to talk about the positioning that you're going to want to have when you are on medium. You are pretty much always going to want to have high ground. I mean, when you have an AR with so much range, so much damage, very little damage fall off, you have a jump pad that can give you free verticality whenever you want. There's no reason for you to not always be abusing high ground, so just make sure you're always positioned on high ground if you can be. You can blow up points so that you have a vantage point above the point, and you could shoot down with the SCAR. Just make sure you have clear LOS, and you're just going to be frying people. So never leave high ground. Don't drop down. I do it all the time because I get kill hungry all the time, but that's not how you play medium. You're not really going to want to be in 1v1 gunfights with people because sometimes it can be difficult to get out. Just be in an untouchable position and be a literal chopper gunner. But that's pretty much it for today's video. If you guys found this video helpful, make sure to drop a like as well as a sub. About 99% of you guys are not currently subbed, so let's make that number a little bit smaller together. But again, that's it for me, so thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you next time.